Welcome back to Cardz TV, guys. This is Mary. Today I'm going to show you a card I made for my oldest granddaughter who has a birthday at the end of the month. And we're going to be using elegant edges. And because she loves cats so much, she just got 2 adorable little kittens right before Christmas. But because she loves cats, we're going to be using the Meow cartridge. This is the cutest cartridge. It has just adorable cuts in it. So let me show you what I made for her. I'm just loving this card, and I think she's going to love it too. I used the papers from the Trade that is not easy to say. Trade Winds matte stack from Die Cuts with a View. Sorry about that, guys. I'm tripping over my tongue today. But I thought these papers with the gold and the embossing just went so well with this little cat image. And look at her little crown. I also used Die Cuts with a View glitter paper for her crown and the tassels on her little pillow. She is so regal and so elegant, and she's definitely a fancy feline. Now, for this sentiment, Fancy Feline, I used a brand new stamp set that I'm releasing today called Here Kitty. I had done one called Barks and Bones for dog lovers, so this one's for cat lovers. And here's Fancy Feline right here that we used on this card. And there's a lot of other sentiments on here that I know I'll be using on cards with the little Meow cartridge, because they just seem to go so well together. But if you're interested in this set, it's in the store today. But let me show you all the cuts and everything. I used elegant edges. This one's on page 51. And I used the oblong for this cut, and then I used the shadow. And I cut these at 3.5 inches. Now, I cut the shadow out of black at 3.5, and then I used the gold paper from the Trade Winds matte stack to cut the oblong to go on top, also at 3.5. And this is popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape. Now, my card is a black card. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then I have another piece of that same gold and ivory embossed paper from the Trade Winds stack. And this mat is 4 by 5 1/4. Then another black mat, which is 3 3/4 by 5. And then this paper is also from that same mat stack, and I think it's so pretty. It's got kind of a rust and ivory in it. And this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Now for my little kitty, my elegant, fancy little kitty, she's been cut at 3.5 inches also. All the cuts on this card were done at 3.5. And let me show you where she's at. This is the very first row of cuts for this cartridge, and here she is right here. I cut the first cut out of this red with this little pattern in it, and that's what created the pillow and her nose and her inside of her ears. Then I cut the cat out of black, and then this is the tassel and the crown. I cut that out of the gold glitter paper. And then these 2 little tiny cuts, which I'm sure you can't see, those are her green eyes. And all of that was cut at 3.5 inches. I took a little gold rhinestone that my good friend Denitra had sent me. She sent me a whole card of them. They're really pretty. But I put that right there so she's got a jewel on. And I stamped my sentiment using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I finished the inside of the card as well, because I know who this is going to. And all I did was cut another shadow at 3.5 out of that gold and ivory embossed paper. Then I cut that same oblong out of the ivory paper. I cut this little crown at 4.5 inches and just put that right on there. And this stamp here came from another of my sets. This one's called Make a Wish, and it's It's Your Day. And I also use the Memento ink on that. And then I can just write what I want to right here. I think she's going to love this card because she does love cats so much. And I think I'm going to give her this cartridge and this set of stamps. She has a Cricut Create that she likes to use. So I think she's going to like this. Thanks so much for coming by today, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you again really soon. Bye now.